guys, welcome to another video. This is how to use ticket time, and I've got Flo on the call with me. Welcome Flo, let's get into this video. So first up, we've got the ticket time URL right at the top of my screen here, and this is where you need to go to access ticket time. So make sure you bookmark that link, and we will be sharing that in the video description down below. So it's got a pretty basic layout. It's a simple tool at this stage. It will grow, and it's growing quite quickly, but at the moment you've just got home, course weightings, rankings, and the hot list. So first up, I think we're going to go and check out these other tabs, Flo. Cool.
Let's do this.
So we're on the homepage right now. This is where you process your ticket time rankings, which we're going to do in a moment. The course weighting information can be found here, and any updates as the tool progresses and as we change things, these changes will be captured right here. So make sure you check them out and see how the recency works and how the scoring, the weighting works for the different course types. Then we've got the rankings themselves. So these are from the most current tour. We actually have the generic rankings uploaded here, so you can check out what is the current ranking for the best items in the game. And one of the best features here is the ability to search for an item as well. So if I put in, I don't know, Charging Chuck, it shows me Charging Chuck. There he is in rank number 5, and you can see what his value might be. And then you can break down on the carts here as well, and the gliders, and this works really well on mobile too, so you can it will dynamically change depending on the width of your screen. Then next up we've got the hot list. So the hot list is the items in the current tour that are showing up the most in ACR and in ranked, so you can see the best items for you to upgrade if you're going for ACR this tour. Alright, so we're going to go back over to the homepage now, and we're going to get our inventory ready to put through into ticket time. So you'll see the instructions here down below in a text format, but what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to my BGR, which I've already set up for the current tour, and we're in the Import Export tab. And so what we need to do is we need to take the information from the from this section here, which is the input for new sheet. So this is
actually it's the other table.
Oh, sorry, no, you're right. Yeah, the output from the old sheet. We need to copy this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select on the very first item here, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Now you want to make sure I've intentionally put a mistake in here that we need to fix. So you can see I've put vanilla and chocolate balloons 595. So if you've typed into this area, or you've got an error with the sheet, you will see that either maybe a section might be blank or something like that. So watch out for that. This was just something I did before the recording just to kind of trick us. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to type in, and that should be a 2 for a double cap rather than the base point amount. So I'm going to scroll up to the top here, highlight that, holding shift on my keyboard, and I'm going to copy that using my keyboard command. Once you've got your inventory copied, we're going to use Google's file menu here to go file, and then we're going to go new spreadsheet. And that's going to open up in a new tab, and it's going to create a brand new blank spreadsheet. Then I'm going to paste in values only. So either from the edit menu up here, or simple right click. Maybe if it's going to work. There we go. And we're going to paste special, and we're going to choose values only. This means it won't paste formulas, but just the actual data itself. You can see this if you hover over one of these numbers. You can see that it is in fact a data, not an actual formula that's trying to pull from something else. Cool. So now that I've pasted that, I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom to make sure that it's pasted correctly. That's looking good. And then I'm just going to hit File, and I'm going to hit Download, and I'm going to choose comma separated value, or .csv. What this will do is it will download this spreadsheet as a .csv file to your computer, and that's going to put that into my downloads there. It's just called Untitled Spreadsheet right now. It's a very small file, so should be fine. Then I'm going to go back to ticket time, and now is my opportunity to upload my inventory and run ticket time on it. So I'm going to click on Choose File, and then I'm going to select the spreadsheet that I've downloaded and select Upload. Now I'm going to select my player level, And this is where things get fun. So I can go ahead and compute rankings now, and that will go with the default settings. But for those more advanced users who want a little bit more control over how ticket time works, you have a lot of control here. And the most interesting piece is probably this handicap feature. You can hover over each and every option to learn more about how they work. So for example, the handicap here one adjusts the estimated action count to your needs. So put the percentage you usually achieve when grinding tracks for ACR or ranked. So for me, I'm probably an 87% player, but this tour I'm going for top 100. So maybe I want to push myself a little bit further and go for 90%. So then I'm going to put 90% in here. At the moment, I'm pretty much happy with all of the other options, but maybe you aren't invested in the meta plus skill items for drivers, or maybe you don't want to see any recency boost. You can adjust each thing accordingly. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on Compute Rankings. And then now it's downloaded the file. So I'm going to go back to Downloads. And there we go, it's just downloading right now. And there we go, we've got a folder. If you're on a Windows computer, it will show up as a zip file, and you will need to extract that. So right click and then extract. On the Mac there, it's just automatically open that up as a folder. And you will get 5 files. The most important one is, of course, the upgrade rankings. So that's a spreadsheet. An XLSX document can be opened in Google Drive if you don't have a Microsoft subscription. I do, so I'm going to open it here in Excel. But of course, if you don't, that is perfectly fine. You can upload the file to Google Drive and open it in there, and it will just convert it to a Google Sheet.
Maybe you can zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, sure, I will do.
Because otherwise,
good point. Sorry, I've forgotten how to zoom on.
It's just on the right bottom.
Oh yeah, that's right. Cool.
You can just.
So in here, we've got our upgrade rankings, and the different columns show up different things. Probably the best thing to do if you want to learn more about how we analyze this is to look at, watch one of our ACR game plan episodes, and you'll see how it works. But for now, the most important column is the gain per ticket, which gives us the scoring gain over an annual period for that item, should we take it from the level listed over here to this level over here. We've got 4 different tabs, and we've got the drivers, the carts, and the gliders here, which are the most important things. So paying attention to the topmost item on your list and flowing down, looking for things like, for example, Rosalina Volendam on my list. Quite interesting because I've only got her at level 1, but even take it to level 6 and double capped would give me a 13 course upgrade, which would give me 20,104 more points in ACR over that annual period. So that's the upgrade ranking file there. Flo, what other files do we want to take a look at?
Yeah, so let's look maybe at the driver's details. So we were already talking about Rosalina Volendam. Now let's check. We have seen she helps on 13 tracks. Let's maybe check out which tracks they are. So you will see now. Let's also zoom in here a little bit.
Sorry,
and
this is just me trying to sort my computer out.
No problem at all.
There we go.
So yeah, we now have a look at this file. You can see, okay, first we're starting with all the normals, probably not worth upgrading, or you already have them at level 8 if you pulled a lot of pipes. But if we want to search for a specific item, then we can just usually press Control F, and then we can type in, for example, Volendam to find Rosalina Volendam.
There we go.
And here we go. So you can see here now Rosalina Volendam 2/6 double cap, which is 1,190 base points. That would give us 13 improved tracks. You can see down on the list there are cities included. For example, Amsterdam and Amsterdam Drift 2R. And we have different values over there. So as you can see, the last value of the block is improved score and in parentheses weighted. So the first value is the raw improved score. If you would improve Rosalina Volendam to 6 double cap, then it would add you an additional 1201 points when you would grind Amsterdam Drift. And for Piranha Plant Slide T, for example, that's the highest value, it's 12,349. So what is the difference now on the second column is you can see Amsterdam Drift has the same value in the second column as well, whereas Piranha Plant Slide T has a value of almost 100,000. And that's because there's a weighted course factor, which you can see also in parentheses after the second column. So you can see Piranha Plant Slide, since it is a new track, it is probably featured a lot of times this year. It gets a course weight of 8, and we will assume that if we will level up Rosalina Volendam to level 6 double cap, it will gain us an additional 100k over the next year just because of Piranha Plant Slide T. And if you sum all these values up over the tracks, you can see that the raw value, as I called it, sums up to 62k, and the weighted value is then 286k, which is then also the value that we also consider in the upgrade rankings, and that is then further multiplied with the recency factor. So Rosalina Volendam is not too old, but has also seen most of the tracks, so she will get a couple more buffs. So the value that we will then use as a gain per ticket will be a little bit higher than this 286k, but roughly that value. And you can just check if there are other options. In particular, if you want to level up multiple items at the same time, check whether there are other items that, for example, have also the Toad Circuits or the Rosalina Ice World, just to make sure that you don't lose this gain per ticket because you have multiple items leveled up.
Very good, man. And it's probably worth also noting that there's a text file option as well as the upgrade rankings as an XLSX. Much better formatting if you choose this option, but if you would prefer not to do that, then you do have the option to select in here preferred file type. We've got .txt or XLSX. One thing people don't realize is you can open spreadsheet files and CSVs often in your web browser on your phone, even if you don't have Microsoft Word or something like that. So check out that as an option, but yeah, certainly .txt is the way to go. If you get an error when you upload your CSV file for your inventory, probably the most common thing to watch out for is that you're using your inventory from the last tour, because ticket time is always updated for the new tour. After maybe 1 day or 2 days after this tour starts. What that means is it won't work with your inventory if you're using an outdated inventory. So make sure to copy and paste your BGR from the old BGR to the new before you go ahead and use ticket time. Flo, anything to add before we finish up?
Yeah, let's look at the last downloaded file, which is the best loadouts. Probably the main things are in the upgrade rankings and the drivers, gliders, cards detailed, but let's look at the best loadouts as well, because that's what you're probably aware if you have used the DKR spreadsheet a couple of times for going for ACR. So what is collected here is just the an overview of all tracks that are part of Mario Kart Tour, and you can see here now what is your driver for the track, what is your best card for the track, your best glider, and what is the estimated action count, the estimated score. You can see, for example, here Matt has a great loadout on Bowser's Castle with the Gold Me Racing suit, and could achieve nearly 60k there because he also has the real off-roader and so on. So if you want to search for some gaps, you can just go through the columns. You can, of course, filter them if you have an app to do so. And maybe just have a little bit of look what could be the next track to go for your personal best or something like that.
I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to highlight the top row, hit data and hit filter. And I want to go take a look at Waluigi Pinball. And you'll see why in a second here. So I've just typed Waluigi. It's automatically applied a filter here. And the one I'm interested in is the R version here, which I've got the Gold Me, completely maxed, Crawley Cart completely maxed, and their Dragon Wings completely maxed. So that will be a fun. I'm looking forward to that course coming back to see what kind of score I can get on it. But according to Ticket Time, it believes I can achieve over 60,000. So that would definitely be a high score.
Nice one.
Excellent. I think that's pretty much it. So make sure you get involved, try out Ticket Time, and I will leave a link in the description below. Check it out. See ya.
See ya.